This episode is sponsored by Shutterstock.com. With over 20 million high-quality stock photos, illustrations, vectors, and video clips, Shutterstock helps you take your creative projects to the next level. For 30% off your new account, go to Shutterstock.com and use offer code GAMEBREAKER6. This episode is also brought to you by Audible. For a free 30-day trial and to receive a free audiobook, just head on over to audible.com/gamebreaker.
Gamebreaker TV.
Happy Monday. What's up, everybody? I'm Gary Gannon. You're watching Gamebreaker TV. This is The Republic, the Star Wars The Old Republic show, episode 143 for June 24th, 2013. We've got breaking news, patch notes to go over. We've also got some info on the Summers updates, and BioWare gave us the wrong info on the bounty hunting event. Derp! And macros are effing bad. All that and more, but first, massively.com. Larry Everett, how are you, sir?
I'm doing awesome. It's a great day. Day before patch. Big patch.
Big
This is a
patch.
great patch coming up.
Big patch. We're going to talk about the big patch notes. And joining us, as always, Laura Williams, how are you?
Hey, guys. I'm great, Gary.
Good to see you both. So what's up? We got, right before the show, you guys both blindsided me with, we got patch notes! Patch notes!
Yay, patch notes!
All right, so what are the highlights? What are we seeing? These just kind of dropped
Obviously, it's
today.
the new vehicle.
Oh, obviously.
Obviously. The Aerotech Rose, I mean, that's huge. Everybody's been waiting for it, right?
Yeah, more pink speeders.
We have pics of this? Is this up on the website?
No, that's actually,
pics?
that's not the big, that's not, I don't know, actually, I don't think
No
there is
pics of pink speeders? Pink speeders.
Yeah.
Pink speeders? Speeder on my Peter? No? Nothing?
Actually, that's not
no
the big
pictures
stuff.
yet.
That's
No,
not the big
nothing.
stuff.
No.
What's their big stuff? We know what our big stuff is, right?
10% off.
It's 10%. No, it's transfers. Transfers are coming.
Transfers and free name change.
And free name change. That's the big thing.
Free name change. I should. throw
Really?
that in
That's the
there.
big thing? Free transfer?
Yeah, finally.
Really?
After how long have we been waiting for these things?
I don't know.
Finally, tomorrow.
Your
they're
excitement is uncontrollable. I thought you were going to say chat bubbles are sitting in chairs, but
Oh, God.
name
He
changes?
already got sitting in chairs. He
Oh, that's
was there
right.
For 15 seconds, though.
That's
We've got
right. It said 15 seconds.
of sitting in
Do
chairs.
you know who has your ass whooped with sitting in chairs, by the way? Final Fantasy 14. Walk up to any chair in any position.
No, wait.
Slash sit. You just sit right in that damn chair. I was amazed. It was like blew my mind. I said, as soon as I did it, I said Larry Everett would really have an aneurysm right now if he saw this happening.
Yeah.
Because you could slash sit.
You know who had everyone beat before then, and everybody's got a drink after we say this. Star Wars Galaxies. You could walk up to any chair in Star Wars Galaxies and sit down.
It's hard technology, Larry Everett. It's hard technology.
I know.
Raph Koster spent like
Technology's
9 months working on that SWG/sit.
That's right.
Took Final Fantasy 3 years to make it happen. BioWare.
It's a tough thing.
It's tough.
It's a tough thing.
It's like secret code they're still trying to crack. It's like,
That's right.
Yeah, I know. All right.
Well, how long has it taken for them to do server transfers? What are we up to?
What, like a year and a half?
Yeah, over a year and a half. Yeah,
It's tough stuff.
About.
It's tough stuff, man. All right. So
It's hard.
So the big patch. What else? So we got name changes, server transfers. What else in the patch notes? What are the big
No
bullet
more
points?
suicide in Warzone.
Yeah, you can no longer suicide more. Well, it was actually a big thing, and actually I was in over the weekend because I was leveling up a new character because of the whole
Double XP.
Double XP thing. Yeah, I was leveling up a new character, so a lot of the time I spent was in PvP, and oh my gosh, the people exploiting /stuck was insane, especially on like Alderaan. I mean, I would be at a node I mean, I'm playing one of my new characters is an assassin. So one of the things that assassins like to do, and one of the things I like to do as an assassin, is to go to the opposite node and try to ninja that node. And the amount of people that would come off the speeder as soon, like I'd be there for just like a few seconds, and then a whole slew of people would come down off the speeder and nab me before I was able to nab the node. So there was obviously people that would be at another location, do /stuck, kill their character off, and then come down to the speeder. So I'm so glad that that is finally fixed.
Not working as intended.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that'll be fixed tomorrow. And also,
yep.
Here's a big thing. What are we up to? We're up to 2 8-mans. Is it 2 8-mans or 3 8-man groups that have cleared Terra from Beyond? Is it two?
What, from our guild?
No. In general, no. World first.
No, I think it's 5 now in 8-man and 2 or 3 in 16-man.
Yeah, those guys. Those are nobody else is going to be able to do it like them again.
Oh, that's right, because the Dread Guards enraged timer is getting nerfed.
Yeah, it is now increased.
So good job, guys, that did it.
Yeah, seriously, now the enraged timer for Dread Guard is increased by 30 seconds, and so now it's a different ball game. So those guys that did it the first time, congratulations, you're the winners.
How much different is going to make the encounter? How much is that? Is that complete game changer?
By, I think 30 seconds, so it'll just give them a little bit longer.
Yeah, it actually is. I mean, in overall, that is a game changer. That's one of the things that a lot of the people in that big long thread about the Dread Guard nightmare mode, that's one of the things they were complaining about, was that it just the enrage timer seemed to be too short, and so 30 seconds should add quite a bit, especially if they're now skipping it and going to do the rest of the content and then coming back. So no, I don't know if they're doing that. I know that Death and Taxes did that, but I don't know about any of the other guilds if they're doing that or not. But yeah, it'll be it's definitely a game changer.
Any other major patch notes you might miss? Because if you miss them,
oh, I know.
The chat room is going to rage. Why did you talk about this, Larry?
I know.
Why did you bring this up?
I'm sure there's a whole bunch of things that we're missing here, because it is a slew of patch notes.
Void Star, you can no longer fire abilities under the shield doors in the final room. It's a good one to talk about.
What was the one that? Oh yeah, the expertise cap now is 2018 instead of 2013. I'm glad you guys fixed that those 5 points, because I'm sure that's going to make a huge difference.
All right, well, everybody should go check out the patch notes. Go read them. Go check them out. They're dropping tomorrow, and that patch is tomorrow, correct? On Tuesday? That is,
yes, tomorrow.
And then next week we'll kind of go over them a little bit more and see how everything's faring. So
yeah,
patch notes. So we've got details on updates coming to the game this summer. 2.2.2 is bringing with it Nightmare Mode of Scum and Villainy. That is on July 9th. I take it you two will be there day of release. You guys been looking for this? Waiting. Can't wait.
Yeah,
sure.
We're going to be right in there.
Right in there?
Absolutely.
July 9th.
Okay, we might not personally be there clearing it the first day, but we will be watching and waiting for those guilds that will.
We'll be watching the forums and people
right.
talking about their successes.
No. I expect more from you two. That's a Sunday. July 9th is a Sunday. So I expect details on the last boss the day after. That's
all right. So we're going to server transfer, and we're going to go over, and we're going to get in those guilds so that we can experience that.
We'll do that.
Well, that's a Sunday. We do the show on Monday. So July 10th, we should have full report on every little mechanic on the last boss. On July 23rd, the Gree will be returning for 2 weeks. Heard about this a little before. Level 55 this time. But are we still expecting to be waiting in line, Larry? Is that... Can't you... You just can't wait for that queue, can you?
Yeah.
Larry, are you going to tell them about the new quest?
What?
they're going to implement a new quest where it's nothing but standing in line, and it's called an exercise in patience.
Oh, that'd be a great quest. Let's see how long. It's like a staring contest in a virtual world. How long can you stare at each other and be bored? All right, let's figure it out.
Yeah. You know, I'm almost to the point now.
Yeah. Oh, wait. No, we're gonna try right now. Ready?
All right. Sorry.
Go.
She lost.
She lost. So at least somebody tapped out. Someone tapped out. No, but what do we know? Are we really, seriously, are we expecting to wait in line again? Is that going to happen?
Yeah. As far as we know, it's going to be the exact same thing, just bumped up to
higher level
55. Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently they're changing the loot, so it'll be level 55 drops. Right. And I believe that I also read that they are going to have some kind of bolster mechanic. So if you were level 50, that it'll bump you up for the Xeno Analyst fight to 55. So that PvPs can participate in that.
Remind me again, how many Gree events will that be now? How many times of waiting in line?
I think this will be the fourth one?
4?
Yeah.
4.
Fourth.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Do you think it's going to get fixed this time? Or do you really just anticipate the exact same thing?
No, I seriously think it's just going to be waiting in lines. I think now that it's happened so many times that they're just kind of giving us permission to start griefing people now. So I'm thinking that I will try to...
Do you think they're just trolling you at this point? Like, they're just sort of like, they think it's funny?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I really have... I just think that this is the way it's going to be from now on, and any other events are just going to be, they're going to be brand new and build off of the mistakes that they from the last one. Yeah.
We'll have to reserve hope for the bounty week.
Right.
I just find it odd that they keep bringing it back. Finding it odd. It just keeps going. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe one of a line. On top of that, so next date we have August 6th. That's going to bring with it 2.3 and new flashpoints.
Yeah.
With an S. Plural? Do we know anything else other than that?
That's it. That's all we know, really, is that they're... Oh, well, that we will like it.
Oh. You will like it.
Now, yeah.
You will like it, Larry Everett. You will.
Yeah. No, I
don't know. I have some theories.
Oh, do you?
I have some theories. Well, they mentioned something called Oricon. And
that was for the flashpoints? I thought that was for the PvP stuff.
Well, they said in PvP, but they also said look into the crystal ball, and I didn't know what it was, so I looked it up, and according to Wikipedia, it is a moon in the Outer Rim that was home to a Darth Vitus, who did experiments with Sith alchemy, creating monsters strong in the dark side. So my guess is the new flashpoints are going to be kind of another K-On! Lost Island setup where we have to go visit this dude's laboratory, and maybe there's Dreadmasters hooking up with this guy, maybe there's weird chimeras hanging out there.
Chimera. Hey, yeah, no, I see. I had interpreted that the Oricon thing for their PvP stuff that they're mentioned for 2.4. And though it's absolutely possible that that's what we're going to see in the flashpoints and whatnot, but I was kind of thinking that was going to be along the lines of the PvP stuff as well, which means that we can
have a new map, a new Total War Zone going through this dude's laboratory.
That's kind of what I was thinking. So it's kind of a mix of a PvP arena with some PvE things attacking you at the same time, so it's kind of a mix of PvE, VP, that kind of thing. And
Island of Dr. Moreau. There you go.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking that they're going to be doing for the PvE. That's 2.4. That was my guess for 2.4. I don't think that'll be 2.3. 2.3, I have no idea what these flashpoints are going to be about. Totally. That's it.
Well, mark your calendars. That's August 6th for 2.3 with the new flashpoints. Probably get some more info before then, I'm sure. And that the new graphical update we were expecting, right? Get this. Game-wide color vibrancy improvement. Oh, snap! What does that mean? What does that mean? Can somebody please interpret that? Bright. Game-wide color vibrancy improvement. Saturation turned up? Is it turned the saturation up? What does that mean?
I think. Well, no, I put some pictures in there. Did you see those in the notes?
No.
Oh, I don't
look at notes. I don't use notes.
You got to see the pictures. They're awesome. I seriously think that that's what it's going to be.
Let me see. Explain to me what it's going to be. I'll try and find these elusive notes that you're talking about.
Oh, I think, yeah, it's going to be wonderful.
It's going to be wonderful.
Gonna be brighter. Yeah, brighter.
Is it going to be glowier? More glowy?
Glowier. Yeah, absolutely. Everything is going to be cooler and more aesthetically appealing. And yeah.
All right, let's see. I've got a before picture here. Let's see what this before picture is. Okay, so there's a before.
Okay, before. Right.
So this is what we're used to.
Right. That's Malgus.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah,
okay, wait. Let me just hang on. I got to drag this over here because this is really important. I see. Yeah. Okay, so
yeah, it's
before. This is before game-wide color vibrancy improvement.
Yeah.
And that's after. Okay.
There you go. Boom.
It's like a 1980s VCR. That's what that looks like.
Boom.
That's what all the color channels are just
lights it.
All the color channels just get fucked up and they're just all on just off and
right.
That's basically
Rainbow
what
lightsabers.
Happens. Rainbow lightsabers.
Oh yeah, think about how awesome that's going to look in Nar Shaddaa with all the lighting there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Vegas on crack.
See, now, Chad, you thought we were joking. Now you're all looking forward to game-wide color vibrancy improvements.
Yeah.
Damn,
it's something to look forward to.
So vibrant. So vibrant. So much vibrancy. All right, and of course, the big bounty hunting event coming in 2.3. Got a few more details on that. The most surprising of which is that seriously that it may be fully voiced. Is this right? Is this true?
I hope so.
Really? I'm sure you're hoping so, but I'm kind of floored by this. I'm surprised. Did they get the janitor to voice this? Who actually did the voiceover?
Damien Schubert did all the voicing. He's the only one working on the game right now.
That's it. He's only one guy.
Yeah. So Damien's doing all the voices, I'm sure. Or maybe it's Eric Musco. I mean, he does have that incredible, deep baritone going. Gosh, I sure hope he watches this show because he'd be laughing right now.
I'm really, in all seriousness, I'm actually really surprised and excited that they're doing this. I mean, that's really cool because I think that this is something that, in the PvE side of stuff that SWTOR did really, really well, but we, heard about how expensive it was. And I kind of just expected this to completely go away forever and not really see this come back. So this is kind of a possibility hint at like, hey, this may come back. And at least, maybe not with all the content coming down the pipe, but.
Well, actually, in all seriousness, James Olin said, at GDC, he said that their most expensive thing for the game itself was not the voiceover. It was that all the development time of working with a brand new engine, and the reason he had mentioned the voiceover in general is because they have done that before extensively on previous games, so that they knew how and currently still know what that's going to cost, what that entails to get good voice acting done for a game. So I am glad. I'm extremely glad that they're doing it, not taking any shortcuts as far as that's concerned. However, I'm not exactly surprised. Because I think that their audience, their player base, is missing some of the voiceover stuff that they didn't get voiceover in for the Black Hole when that came out, and that a lot of the stuff in Section X isn't voiced over. And I bet you they heard complaints and kind of like, we're kind of missing the fully voiced thing, and they heard that and they're like, okay, we're going to throw that into the next budget. So I am glad. However, I'm not exactly surprised at it.
Laura, do you take this as like a really good sign for the state of the game, kind of like good signs for health of the game and growth, that they're adding this back in and willing to spend the dollars
absolutely.
on it?
Absolutely. I don't necessarily think that Larry's analogy is very fair, though, because all of the other events have been fully voiced over. The daily areas, though, they only had like one quest. that actually had voice acting to it, and that's the heroic quest. But all of the other events that they've had in game have had full voiceover for everything. So I would have personally been very surprised if they had introduced this and suddenly was like, oh, well, you just go to a terminal and pick it up and didn't have the full voice acting.
Next up about the bounty. Bounty contacts are going to scale from level 15 to 55. That's awesome. This is really great. Content for everyone. I don't think anyone's going to complain about this. Super happy about that. Correct.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Especially for people who have multiple alts that are like, oh man, I really liked that event, or I wanted to do that with all of my other characters, or I want to get this gear for this character, but it's too low level. So I think it's awesome that they're going to scale.
And
yeah,
then,
and honestly, it can't be lower than 15. I'm sure they would make it lower than 15 if it was possible, but 15 is about the time that you get your ship.
You need your ship.
Yeah. So that's that's cool. That's really awesome. I'm glad they're doing it.
And finally, in October, you're gonna finally get patch 2.4. That's out in October. That's the PvP update. Am I correct?
Yes,
it is.
You're correct.
All the way till October. So how long will it be for PvPers at that
10
point?
Months. 10 months with no PvP content update. I feel really sad for the PvPers.
What's Gabe
Their last
working on?
update was December 2011 or December 11th, 2012 with Hypergate.
What do you think Gabe's been doing for 10 months?
Working another job.
Ooh, snap.
Yeah, I don't know what for 10 months. Gosh, this update had better be awesome. And I can mention this. This was posted on Reddit, and this was also on the main forums as well, although it was deleted. There has been some data mining that that somebody in Reddit did that said that he posted screenshots and everything of it said PvP space combat. And
oh, really?
Yes, and then it listed a heavy, medium, and light ship. So maybe that's what they've been working on. Super secret space project. Anybody?
Okay. I'm gonna say I hope that's not all it is, because if that's all the
I'm
PvP
sure that's
update,
not all it is.
If that's all the PvP update is, and it's just space PvP, people are gonna be really pissed off. If that's an addition to like fixing PvP,
right,
then maybe okay. But
I mean, I'm also speculating. I'm also just throwing out there, and I don't have any basis for this. But I'm expecting another Hutball map, and at least
they did say they're going to be working on ranked too, and doing something with that.
And they said arenas and dreadmasters, so those are going to be involved in there as well. So we'll see.
All right, I want to talk a little bit more about the bounty hunting event coming in 2.3. But first, I want to tell you guys about Shutterstock. Really excited to have these guys on as sponsors for Gamebreaker TV. Been a long time fan of Shutterstock. Use them almost every day at this point. Working on a website. If you guys got a website or a creative project, maybe a video project, maybe you're doing stuff on YouTube, you need video footage. I use it a lot for our website to find artwork and vectors and all kinds of things like icons. Check this out. I want to show you guys this today. I've been using this a lot. This is called Instant. So when you log in, you have these two new things. You have Spectrum and Instant. Instant really helps me a lot. Like I'll be kind of working on the new website and I kind of need some inspiration. I'm not really sure which way to go. And I don't know, maybe we're working on a guild website. If you have a guild website, first of all, it should look like a website in 2013. And to do that, you probably need some good artwork. So I would do like Castle Vector. Let's see what comes up here. So you just type in like Castle Vector, and then basically a bunch of really cool artwork starts coming up. Icons here you could use for this site, some drawings, vectors, you know, cartoony kind of stuff, some serious stuff, all different kinds of stuff. So great tool. This stuff's pretty neat. These drawings. Pretty cool. Really, really good stuff. So you check out Instant on Shutterstock. When you log in, you can use it to kind of just, find inspiration. Type anything in there and just, returns a bunch of stuff in a really beautiful format. Also, I should mention the Shutterstock iPad app is awesome. I use that all the time to look at Shutterstock stuff on the Instant and the Spectrum, which is another tool that they use for inspiration of trying to find some really cool images on Shutterstock. But whatever you're looking for, if you need vectors, vector artwork, or if you need photography, stock photography, or even video footage, they have video footage as well. So definitely check that out. I want to save you guys 30% off. If you go over and create a new account and use promo code GameBreaker6, you got to use the promo code GameBreaker6. Going to get yourself 30% off. Just go over to Shutterstock.com today and check it out. You have no excuse for a terrible looking website any longer. Get over to Shutterstock.com and spruce the guild site up. All right. So next up, last week we talked about the bounty hunting event coming in event 2. In 2.3 in patch 2.3. That info was released on USB flash drives given out by BioWare at the Cantina meetup, correct?
Yeah.
So as far as sources go, it's pretty damn legit, basically.
You can't get more legit.
You would hope so.
You can't get more legit than them handing you flash drives. Well, it turns out that some of the information on the drive was actually incorrect. So, derp, I guess. Bit of a communication error. First of all, it's not
for the course.
Yeah, you know, hey, we need to keep doing a show, so just keep screwing things up so we got stuff to talk about. Thanks. First up, it's actually not called the Bounty Hunter event. So we screwed up the name. It's called Bounty Contract Week. So, which I actually think is a good chance. I don't know. It was confusing being named after a class, but I don't know. The Bounty Contract Week is what it's actually called.
People, by calling it Bounty Hunter event was, you know, it was basically, okay, where's my smuggling event? Where's my Sick Warrior event? You know, that sort of thing.
So now it's the Bounty Contract.
People after people for money. I mean, that is bounty hunting.
Well, it is. It is bounty hunting. Yeah, I mean, it is bounty hunting.
They were probably meaning the profession rather than as a class.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Which Bounty Contract Week makes a little bit more sense that, you know, more people are going to be involved in just, you know, that. So I'm sure people were wondering, like, I think a lot of people thought it was going to be some sort of bounty hunter specific thing, or like, you know, player bounties or something like that. I think that's where the confusion lies. So don't worry. It's called the Bounty Contract Week, and you're all going to get to do it. So the armor sets shown off weren't all correct either. Oh, we're doing really good so far.
Because those are not very good.
One isn't in the game with the color shown, and the other is a daily reward coming in 2.3. So, who cares? Yeah, we both kind of said they were both dull and they sucked. So,
yep.
What we're actually getting is going to look a bit more like this, which actually looks pretty awesome. I gotta say,
yeah, it does.
I'm down with that one. I want that one. I want that hat. Actually, that's what I want. I don't care about the rest of it. You know, knee pads notwithstanding. I mean, that's important. But the hat, definitely the hat.
Here is the another one. Again, pretty cool.
Sigh.
No,
bug eyes.
Looking like a spider.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I would go for this. Personally, I'd go for this one. Oh no, that over that one. I would go for the cyborg spider multiple eye thing. Yeah, I'm going for this one actually. This is my choice.
No, I think
they're both
cowboy look.
I think they're pretty both badass. Yeah, I think they speak to different players. They're so vastly different that I think actually like different types of players would actually like them.
Yeah. The one thing I'm really hoping is that we're not looking at a Republic version and an Imperial version, because you know the Imperial version is going to be the spider eyes.
Yeah. That's probably what we're looking at.
I really hope that we're not looking at that. I'm hoping that those both those outfits are available to both factions.
That would be pretty lame.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
But man, those flash drives weren't probably such a good idea, huh?
Well, somebody forgot to update them before they handed it out to the general public.
Sure. All right, so got that to look forward to. So next up, Eric Musco confirmed that we will not be paying for flashpoints in 2.3. Now, why do we bring this up? Why is this even a question? You're like, why are you even mentioning this? Well, basically, have you guys seen this? There's a 22-page thread going on about this. So people were confused, and I don't know how this or why this started. I hope you guys can fill me in. What tipped people off to think Sorry, voice. Oh my God. Why did people think that they were going to be paying for new flashpoints in 2.3?
Probably because they put Cathar up on the cartel market.
I don't know. We haven't paid for a flashpoint in the past.
They said you would not pay for flashpoints.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I think people probably just kind of went off the deep end a little bit, thinking, what is the worst case scenario? Oh, now we're going to have to pay for everything. Is probably what they're thinking, and they have this thing. They have it in their mind that EA and BioWare out to get their money, and that's all they really care about. Which,
well, I mean, we've talked countless times,
yeah.
Right? But we've also talked about countless times about how their structure and their grid looks a little wonky. So I can see why people would think like, hey, they might do this and actually make a start.
They might go back.
But just wanted to bring it up. Musco says you will not be paying for flashpoints in 2.3. I'm glad it says 2.3. Who knows about 2.4, 2.5, 2.6? You never know. But at least in 2.3, you're safe. So Philip Holmes talks about macros this week. Here's what he had to say. He said, strictly speaking, text macros are against the terms of service. If it's for emotes, etc., and isn't being used as a way to advise others of an impending attack in a war zone, incoming snow, for example, then we will turn a blind eye to an event. If you fire off emotes too many times in quick succession, of course, then you will get evaluated for if you are spamming. All right, so role players. I want to know, Larry, you guys can go to town with the text macros, it sounds like, doesn't it?
That's awesome. I can totally have a whole ERP session and just walk away from the keyboard. It'll be great.
Awesome.
Whoa.
But
You're also forgetting all the people that can stand around in the fleet and spam for their guild or gold farmers.
Yeah. But spamming is obviously being frowned upon, so they're going to take that into consideration. Tell me, doesn't the Warzone example seem weird though? What's wrong with having like a simple text macro?
I really don't understand this. I really don't. And here's the reason why that I really don't understand it. Is because their keyboards that they sell that have Star Wars The Old Republic on it and the Naga mouse come with software that has macros like built in, not built in, but you know what I mean. It's the software that comes with the Naga, the software that comes with the keyboard has a macro. It has macros in it. So I don't understand their whole anti-macro thing. I can understand the anti-spam thing, mind you.
Sure.
But the anti-macro thing just absolutely makes no sense to me because they sell products with their game name on it that has macros already in it.
Yes, doesn't make sense. I don't get it either. I mean, I don't even know. I don't think other games really have this stance on text macros. I mean, do they? I mean, if you just want to like do like simple text, like help me, I've got the flag, or defend base, like things like that. It seems
I don't understand why this is any worse than people. I know that they don't control people being on TeamSpeak or Mumble or Ventrilo, but I don't understand how that's any different than people being in an organized group on voice chat and suddenly calling to one another and saying, "Hey, I need help."
I have no idea. I'm totally at a loss. I have no idea.
Me.
It boggles the mind. One of those things just completely boggles the mind. All right, let's do some viewer questions. If you guys have questions for the Republic crew, send them over to submit@gamebreaker.tv and keep an eye on our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/gamebreakertv. We always ask for questions there as well. And today's viewer questions are brought to you by Audible for a free 30-day trial. And I want to hook you guys up with a free book. Yes, it can be a Star Wars book. There are plenty of Star Wars books on the Audible. All you got to do is go over to audible.com/gamebreaker. Just use that URL, sign up, make it count. You're going to get to try out Audible absolutely free for 30 days and download a free audio book. Check it out today, audible.com/gamebreaker. So first up today, I got a question from Chris Stryker. Chris says, how do you think SWTOR rating compares to other MMO rating? He says, I've just started to get into the SWTOR ops scene. Thank you. You guys rock. So I don't know, Laura. What do you think? How do you think it kind of compares to the rest of the MMOs that you've experienced?
I think it's pretty similar to raiding in WoW. I mean, in terms of getting your group together and organizing people and showing up on time and making sure that they're geared appropriately, that they have the appropriate consumables, that they have researched the fights and are prepared in advance in that aspect. Mechanics-wise, I think raiding in SWTOR is maybe a little bit easier than it was raiding in WoW.
Easier, just how about bugs and things
Easier
like
in that I don't. I think it's a little bit buggier than what I had in WoW. But easier in the sense that I feel like at least the very first 2 raids that were released with Star Wars were just very basic. I mean, even more so than raiding Molten Core.
How's the scene? Because Chris kind of references the scene, which I feel like he means like, maybe on the progression rating side with how much there is to compete and kind of really get into that. Larry, what do you think of the whole? How's the scene going?
Well, obviously, I think that WoW has the biggest rating scene that there is. Multiple more guilds than you find in Tor. However, I think especially with this last nightmare mode, I think they're now getting to the difficulty to where it actually is. It's a competitive. It's competitive now. Whereas before, it was whenever. Let's see, what was it? What was the last one that came out with nightmare mode? EC. When Explosive Conflict came out with nightmare mode, it was basically who gets on the server first. It's really what it boiled down to. Now it's a competition to see who can come up with the best mechanics first instead of who logs on first, which is, I think, obviously a better system and more along the lines of what you find in other games now, which makes me extraordinarily happy.
All right, next up, this one from Joe Novak. He says, when do you think that BioWare will make more class stories for the game? What do you think, Laura?
Honestly, I don't have hope that they're ever actually going to make more specific class stories. I think that if they did that, it would have to be like a full-blown expansion with, in my opinion, it would have to be more than just 5 levels, unless it really amped up the leveling process for that. But I think they said when they released McCab and Rise of the Hutt Cartel that they wanted to focus more on general rather than specific classes. So I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I'd love to see more class story, but I don't really get the feeling that it's going to come.
What do you think, Larry? You think they're going to come?
I'm actually with Laura on this because they kind of hinted to the fact that we'll see more of McKeb type stories where it's kind of split between the factions, and there's like flavor dialogue thrown in for your specific class. But I believe that, yeah, unfortunately, as much as I would really like to see like a continuation of the Sith Warrior or the Agent story, I just don't think we're going to get that specifically for that class.
Larry Everett, follow him on the Twitter at Shadow, SHADDOE, and of course go over to massively.com and read the Hyperspace Beacon each and every week. What are you covering this week?
Yep. I have answered the question of why do I roleplay in Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Ooh, a good one. A good one.
Yeah.
I'm going to definitely be reading that one. And Laura Williams, follow her on the Twitter at VoidMynx, VoidMynx. That's where they can follow you on the Twitter. And of course, see you here every Monday at 6 PST on the Republic. You guys can follow me at Gary Gannon and follow Gamebreaker TV, Gamebreaker TV. And make sure to check out our brand new website, freetoplay.tv. Freetoplay.tv. Have a great week. We'll see you next week for some more Star Wars: The Old Republic.